through and through. Oh, the Toon Review. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. By the fans, for the fans, through and through. Laughs and passion, football too. We are the Toon Review. 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 Go!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's match review. After Newcastle picked up another 3 points yesterday against Burnley at St James's Park, of course, but they nearly blew it again. It was nearly a case of, oh my God, another couple of points dropped in the last few minutes of the game. All was fine, all was dandy until the 90th friggin' minute, and then it all went to pot. But we'll talk about the whole game. We'll talk about who shone, who didn't really shine. Me and Billy will do the player ratings, of course. But as usual, if you do enjoy tonight's show, folks, hit that like button for us. And of course, if you are new, please do subscribe. It is completely free of charge. All we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath me and Billy Bob. And of course, super chats are available. That's the $sign under the live chat. And of course, if you do super chat, that guarantees your comment to be read out on the show as a thank you for sending in a super chat. Good evening, Mr. Trey.
Good evening, and good evening to the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive. All of you fantastic, fabulous, terrific, outstanding, wonderful people out there in Viewerland.
Indeed. Now, just before we get going on the match, Billy, how are you enjoying the huge fallout at Liverpool Football Club right now?
Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it? I mean, Arne Slot seems to have identified Mo Salah as the reason why they keep losing games, and has castigated him to not even the bench now. He's and I think it looks like there's a bit of civil war going on there. Will the fans back Mo Salah? Will they back Arne Slot? I've got a feeling it might be Salah somehow, because Arne Slot's not in their good books at the minute, and it looks like civil war at Anfield. And shame, isn't it? Real big shame.
Yeah. Salah's got form of this, though, hasn't he? Because it was on social media earlier on today. I retweeted it, actually, showing him sulking when, of course, Jurgen put him on the bench. And he sulked and had an argument with Jurgen as well. So he doesn't take too kindly to it. So he's got form for it. But it's completely hilarious. Isak is failing to fire at all. Salah's all over the place. Oh, it's so funny, considering the grief they gave us over the summer. We have to laugh, Billy. We have to laugh at it because it is ooking hilarious.
I mean, I wonder why it took him a year to realise that Mo Salah doesn't want to defend. Will only he's a very selfish player, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
You know, he's all about scoring goals, and with him in the side, there's no real feed for Isak or Ekitike or anyone really. It's a strange one. I wouldn't want him at St James's Park, I must be honest. However fantastic he's been as a player.
Yeah. Rachel, our head mod, has been a member as well for 41 months now, and says, please subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get to 45k. How are the lads? Thank you, Rach. And I like coffee with a super chat saying, Slot comparing Mafinho to Salah, just added 80 million to his price tag. Hashtag free Salah.
He's worth 81 million, and is he? I like coffee.
Well, Arne Slot, believe it or not, Billy, I don't know whether you've seen the comments he made.
He mentioned
saying that he hasn't got Jacob Murphy alongside him.
Yeah,
I find that utterly bizarre that a manager would sort of look to his former team and say, well, we haven't got him, so that's the reason that Isak isn't firing.
Maybe they'll come in for him in January. I mean, 50 million pound for Jacob Murphy. Happy days, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. I mean, if we get that kind of cash for him. But anyway, let's go back to yesterday, Billy. And before kick-off, the team sheet came out. There was a lot of changes again. Bold changes by Eddie Howe, especially in the midfield, of course. Playing Ramsey and Willock, dropping Joe Linton and Miley. Cher coming back in, resting Lewis Hall. And, of course, the two wingers changing in Elanga and Gordon. So there was bold changes, wasn't there?
There was, and I felt that the wingers needed change. I think they both needed a rest. Murphy's been poor of late anyway. So I thought Elanga, who seems to be improving with each game he plays, he comes in and he deserves his starting chance, and so does Anthony Gord after his little cameo against Tottenham.
Yeah.
The midfield seemed imbalanced to me, bringing in 2 left-footed midfield players. Didn't seem right, and it didn't work, to be honest, did it? Let's be honest. And then, of course, putting Dan Burn back at left-back, which, didn't make it.
Went down like a fucking lead balloon with the.
It did, yeah. We weren't very happy about it, and quite rightly so, but we weren't really punished by it, was we? So,
no.
I guess he's got away with it to a certain extent.
But it was interesting listening to the Newcastle journalists yesterday, the Geordie Journal lads speaking about the game as well, and they said, what we did on commentary, Billy, the first 10, 15 minutes, we were dreadful. Normally it's a very quick start by Newcastle United and we go out to, score goals very early doors. But we didn't yesterday. I think Burnley surprised us because we expected Burnley to sit back, but they gave it a go, didn't they? And I think that caught us out.
I think it definitely caught us out. I think I think the manager was expecting a low block and come for a point, take what we have and go home with 0-0. And they didn't do that. They came and pressed us and they came and tried to attack, and at times outnumbered us in attacking wise to defence, and for a little while it looked a little bit hairy, I have to say.
I mean, look, they did hit the bar, Burnley, a kind of a weird header, but it looped onto the bar. Sorry, it's just caught my eye there from Robert. Hi, Paul. Just wanted to keep you updated. As you know, that my father passed away in September. Both my mother and I are finding it hard as Christmas is coming up. Robert, speak out, matey. Don't struggle on your own with your mum. There is plenty places you can talk to, and obviously, keep watching us. We'll keep you entertained and hopefully keep a smile on your face over what will be a difficult time. I'm not going to sit here and try and say, don't worry, it won't be. Of course it will. But, you will get through it. You and your mum just stay together, stay tight, and just see it through. And it will, over time, get better.
It might even turn out to be therapeutic for you, Robert, because you and your mum will be it's Christmas, you'll be discussing happy times, and it might be a bit therapeutic for you. Yeah.
That's a good point, Billy. Dan says, not specifically Murphy, but like him, selfless. Well, I mean, look, Isak is clearly struggling from. I mean, was it the Chelsea game, Billy, when we kept seeing Mo Salah shoot over the bar and things like that, and instead of laying it up to Isak? But listen, I know there's a couple of Liverpool fans in the chat tonight here, but I just, they can't be happy with what they're seeing, spending all that money in the summer. But hey. What will come will come.
They didn't need Alexander Isak. They didn't. This guy's performing wonders for them.
Ekatike is a fantastic player.
He's attack yesterday.
Yeah. He's took to the Premier League really well, hasn't he? But anyway, to us, Billy, and our goalkeeper. Now, I think it was Liam Kennedy made a really, really good point last night when they were talking about the goalkeepers, and I 100% agree with him. He said that, Nick Pope was going through, making mistakes and a bit of a bad run of form. And we had to see Aaron Ramsdale. We had to see what he was like, because, he's sitting there and Nick Pope's making mistakes. We had to see what Ramsdale's like. But I'm sorry, I get the feeling that Ramsdale is a bit like a vampire, Billy.
Well,
he does not like crosses. And
100%.
there was quite a few yesterday came in, and I think you made the point in commentary as well. A couple of times he went back, he came back again, and he just looks like he's flapping at everything when crosses come in. He just doesn't seem to time it. Sometimes his punches, he was nowhere near the ball. We've got to find another goalkeeper, haven't we? We've got to bring in another keeper at some point who is going to be that long-term option.
Yeah, especially this season where set pieces are becoming more and more commonplace to be scoring from. Lots of clubs are targeting set pieces as a massive area to be dangerous from, and I don't think Ramsdale's set up for it. He doesn't like it, does he, at all? Even against Spurs, where he punched off the line, he was poor there, I thought. He inspires no confidence in the defence. The defenders have to make their first headers, and if they don't, we're in trouble. I think we need another goalkeeper. I prefer Pope from corners. I don't even like him from corners, to be honest. But we definitely need a top quality goalkeeper. Whether that be James Trafford or not, I don't know. People are saying that he's had a bad start at Man City, but I mean, this kid is a proper good keeper. He's going to be that special keeper. I'd go for Trafford personally. He might not get too much money for us.
Yeah, well, Matthew is one of the Liverpool fans in the chat, and he said that earlier on that he doesn't speak for a lot of Liverpool fans that gave us rife over the summer. But a good point there. Pope should like crosses, Billy.
He should, yeah, probably should.
Yeah. But you know what? He just, I don't know what it is. It's just very unsettling because every time a cross comes in, he does look susceptible to not getting the ball at all or making a mistake. And there was a couple of crosses that he caught yesterday and dropped, but he immediately dropped onto the ball. You know, so it didn't end up being a mistake as such. But I don't know about you, matey, but I just think Nick Pope might be fit next week.
I have a feeling he might be as well.
And a lot of journalists are saying that, you know, that there seems to be a lot of journalists saying that Nick Pope will be fit next week.
And you know what? I hope he is. Because we get bombarded with Dan Ballard and people like that from corners and stuff.
Yeah.
We need a keeper that will come out and at least try and catch it, or if he punches it better than
and let's face it, Sunderland, the way they're playing at the minute, their manager's not stupid. He's going to see that we're susceptible to crosses with Ramsdale in goal. It may be different if Nick Pope's back, but that is an avenue that Sunderland will certainly go down.
100%.
And you're right. They've got some big lads who will, you know, they'll put the ball in the box. They'll try and get on the end of them. They'll rough the goalkeeper up.
Absolutely.
And that's what I mean about a goalkeeper. But incidentally, Liam Kennedy said last night that he's thinking that they're not going to go for Trafford because of the wages.
Probably.
Because obviously he's gone to Man City now and he's getting massive wages there. He was expected to be their number one, of course. So he's on wages that kind of prove that. So Newcastle United, maybe, look, I think there's better goalkeepers out there, Billy. I think, you know, there's lots of players in Europe. And I see today Ross Wilson's just, we've just acquired one of the top scouts from Nottingham Forest, incidentally. I can't remember what his name is, but I read it earlier on today. We've brought in one of the scouts from Nottingham Forest, highly rated scout who did a lot for Ross Wilson there. So you kind of get the feeling that maybe, you know, things are moving in the background in the right way to probably, you know, maybe he's not in this winter window, but in the summer, just address quite a few things. Because I think the summer transfer window is the first time that we're going to see really Ross Wilson, Hopkinson, etc., just expand the wings kind of thing.
I think the goalkeeping position is more important. I think we need to get one in January. I really do.
I tell you what, Billy, you might not be wrong, mate. You might not be wrong. And listen, if we go and get a goalkeeper in January, that's fine by me. And I think we need a good, solid goalkeeper. We need a world-class goalkeeper in theory because where we want to be. I mean, if all's true and we want to be where Hopkinson says we want to be, we're going to have to bring in some world-class players at some point.
Absolutely, and the goalkeeper is the most important because if the goalkeeper makes mistake after mistake after mistake, you're letting in goal after goal after goal, aren't you? So, Aaron Ramsdale's fine with his feet. That's the only thing he's got going for him. In my opinion, he's not a bad shot stopper, but Nick Pope's a better one. But he's poor with his feet, so. You know, you kind of between a rock and a hard place with them two. So we need a world-class goalkeeper who can do all of that and more. Yeah.
NUFC Truth says Paulie was a top scout in Germany before his move to Forest in 2023. And if we want a keeper, get Restes. He's a very good goalkeeper, him.
I don't know, to be honest. Never heard of him.
He's Restes. I can't remember he plays. I've seen him. I think I've seen him a couple of times. But anyway, the new scout is... You know, considering he's German, Billy, he's no, he's no clown. This guy, so I'm actually excited to see who he can actually bring in.
Thomas Fedispiel, according to Foxy, that's the scout. Maybe he'll go to Bundesliga. You know, there's some good keeps in the Bundesliga. Absolutely.
Oh yes, there is. So you know what? I just felt uncanny with Ramsdale yesterday, and I guess. You know, if we want to get that back four solid, we need somebody as a goalkeeper who, you know, will establish a lot of calm. And Ramsdale did when he first came in, to be fair. But I think just the way he's sort of coming for crosses and he's not making his mind up. I don't know. I've kind of changed my mind a little bit about Ramsdale being the long-term option because I don't think he is. Genuinely not.
There's a reason why every club he's played for, Arsenal side, have been relegated.
Maybe, yeah.
When he was at Arsenal, they soon realised, well, Arteta realised they needed something better, so they got rid of him. And where was the clamour to buy him? Southampton. That says it all.
Good point. Yeah, it's a good point. Peter says, would you blow the January budget on a goalkeeper? No.
Not
all of it, because I think we need to go for a left back as well. I think, to be honest, goalkeeper and left back are the main, possibly another striker, Billy, depending on what happens on Willisula. But we need cover at left back, and we definitely need a goalkeeper. The
keeper's most important. I think left back slightly just behind that, and then maybe another strike with third choice strike with Willisula probably going in January.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
John Green says we need a left back and a keeper. Warren says Donnarumma and Ekitike would have been amazing. It's a shame. Well, Donnarumma's not that old, actually. I mean, I got a surprise when I found out he's only about 25, Billy.
He's on ridiculous wages.
I was staggered by the obviously,
wages.
yeah. Toon Steel says, how about Costa from Porto? Well, he's been linked before.
Yeah, good keeper.
So it's certainly one to keep an eye on. I don't think we're going to go for Trafford. I think the wages are way out, but
I think the fee be too much as well. I mean, Man City just spent 30 million on him.
Yeah, they're going to want more than that. Of course, I
don't think when they necessarily spend 30 million on a goalkeeper.
And remember, as has been pointed out by many journalists, Newcastle. Everybody thinks that Newcastle and Man City, because of the Middle Eastern owners and everything, should get along. They don't. It's one's from Qatar, one's Saudi Arabia. They're very, very different, Billy, and they don't see eye to eye, as we know many times, including our takeover. Remember that went.
Very competitive.
You're damn right they are. So don't think that just because of that it would be an easy move, because it bloody wouldn't. No way. But anyway, we took the lead eventually yesterday, Billy, with an absolutely fantastic Olympic corner.
Should we do the man of the match poll first before we start talking about the game?
That is a very good idea, Mr. Trey. Now bear with us, because I'm just trying to get me. I'm now looking to me right to me second screen instead of me left, so it's a little confusing. Anyway, right, man of the match. Go on then, Billy, you go first, mate.
I'll say Anthony Gordon.
Yeah. Anthony Gordon. I'm putting Bruno down. So I thought Bruno was excellent yesterday again.
Yes, definitely.
Next one.
Bit tougher now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Joe Willock.
Joe Willock. Some people are saying Tino Livramento. Tino wasn't good for the whole game yesterday. It took him a long time to get going. I don't think he had his best game. Fabian Schär. Well, you're kidding me. He was terrible yesterday. Fabian Schär was dreadful, and you are go and watch all the journalists talk about Fabian Schär yesterday. He was terrible. Yeah. Malik Chow, Billy. He was outstanding. What have I done there? Oh, I've gone to private chat. I didn't mean to do that.
You've got me in small square as well.
Oops. The hell?
We're going to start commentating on the game then.
I don't know what happened there. Anyway, I've gone for Malik Chow, Billy, because I thought he was excellent again.
Yes, fair shout.
So there's your four: Anthony Gordon, Bruno, Joe Willock, or Malik Chow. That poll is now open, and it is at the top of the live chat. So get voting for your man of the match, and we will hit that at the end of the show. Now, Billy, the first goal, Bruno, Olympico corner, and he's come out and said that he meant it. He's been practicing all week in training. Obviously, maybe something that the set piece coach he mentioned, didn't he? Saying they've worked on that, and was it mainly because Dubravka was in goal? Did they spot a weakness? Because I tell you what, every corner that Bruno fired in was right under the crossbar yesterday, but that one right in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely deliberate. And I think had he been playing for Burnley, he'd have been doing the same thing to Ramsdale. It's a definite skill, absolutely. And it's strange how the past couple of weeks we've started seeing Bruno taking corners,
Mm.
and we've been kind of dangerous from all of them, haven't we, as well? So, absolutely, him and Miley, both of them, outstanding at taking corners, and we've had to suffer Kieran Trippier taking them for 2 or 3 years. It's a rich point for us to start scoring goals from set pieces now. But that was definitely deliberate from Bruno. He's got the quality, the skill to do whatever he wants. So, absolutely, definitely deliberate.
I mean, I thought he was excellent again yesterday, Billy. You know, grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and working to get the ball, pushing us forward. You know, without Toon Army there, you know, you're having to rely on Bruno's engine. We know he's not pacey, but he has an engine on him. He gets around the pitch, but he stepped up because, you know, he had Willock and Ramsey yesterday. Willock, again, looking better the more he plays. I think he's starting to, you know, I know he didn't do anything really in front of goal or any shots or anything yesterday. But Bruno, you know, Ramsey was a passenger for me. I don't think he really took his chance yesterday. And I guess he needs a run of games, Billy. He is a very good player, Jacob Ramsey. We've seen that for Villa. We know he's a good player. But at the minute, he just hasn't hit the ground running for Newcastle. That could be just rustiness because he's not playing games, is he? I mean, he's on the bench a lot of the time. And yesterday was a big chance for him, though, against Burnley, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't. He didn't take it. He made the wrong options. He should have been. He was passing the ball when he could have shot. A couple of chances he had to shoot it and didn't, and pulled the ball back. And then, of course, we got the penalty at the end, which was absolutely dreadful. Yeah, he needs to win the games, but if he performs like that, he's not going to get to win the games because it's not good enough.
Yeah,
and whether it's rustiness or not, for me now, he's behind Miley, Willock, Bruno, Toon Army, and Joe Linton. He's our sixth choice for me. And I know that's harsh because he hasn't played games, he's been injured. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's down to performances. And Jacob Ramsey was dreadful yesterday.
I mean, you know, to be honest with the midfield, Billy, I think, you know, once the rotation period is over, obviously, I think Bruno and Toon Army are first on the team sheet. And I genuinely believe that Miley's pushed himself up there now to be the next challenger to Joe Linton because Miley's played brilliantly when he's been playing. And, you know what? Credit to the kid. And I think he is the natural. People will say, oh, yeah, but he hasn't got the physicality of Joe Linton, etc. No, but Miley is bringing more to the team than what Joe Linton is so far this season. You know, he's bringing more. And it might be not that physical robustness. Although, to be fair, he does get stuck in. You know, many people saying that Miley's not a physical player. He is. He does get stuck in.
He's definitely bulked up over the past 18 months or so. I think he's got a little bit more pace. He's growing, isn't he? He's still not finished growing yet, for Christ's sake. I think you're right. I think he's got it all, really. He's got the calmness. He doesn't give the ball away very often. And he's got a goal in him as well. So I love Miley. I think Miley's a massive, massive asset for us. And one I hope we keep
I think Joe Linton's looking over his shoulder, Billy. I don't
want to see him go down the Alan Anderson road because that would be really criminal to have to sell him because of PSR again. Because this kid...
I wouldn't be happy with that at all.
Absolutely
There's other players I would like to see gone before Miley, to be fair. Warren says, hi, Wezza, you're new. When Wazza met Wezza. I've got no idea. Warren's been on the whiskey again. But anyway, we got the penalty, Billy, to sort of go in 2-0 up at half-time. And look, I thought the penalty was an excellent combination from Gordon and from Elanga. The two wingers combining really well. Gordon cutting through the middle of the pitch. He saw the run from Elanga. He plays it through. I thought Elanga was really strong in knocking Perez out of the running for the ball. And Perez, I mean, it was clear cut foul. It was without a doubt a sending off. There's no complaints about that. So that was good to see. And the sending off came. Then we got the penalty, Billy, which was, you know... I mean, I don't know what whatever his name is, Oggy. We'll call him Oggy. I said in the commentary that I thought maybe he put his arms out because he thought he was going to run into Voltemada because he was running straight at him. But the ball then bounced down, and it generally looked when the ball came down that he was trying to catch it for some strange reason. Clear as day penalty. And Anthony Gordon, confident as hell, stepped up and blasted another one in.
Yeah, it's a great penalty, wasn't it? And really, really strange decision from Ugochukwu to do what he did. And then the move to the sending off was great as well. I mean, Gordon and Elanga combining. Beautiful through ball from Gordon through to Elanga. Elanga's pace got him beyond Pires and he slid him and took him down. And look, he didn't give a penalty away as well. But, red card all day, every day. We got a free kick from it, which didn't do anything, did it? It was to Fabian Schär take it.
Fabian Schär took it. I mean, it was a save by Dubravka. He got a shot on target, I suppose.
He did. But then you're thinking, well, 2 up, goal difference is a fantastic chance here to really improve it. And half-time whistle came. And we all expected an onslaught second half.
Well, let's get on to the second half, shall we? Because that was one of the most boring halves of football I've ever had to witness. Against 10 men. Yes, 10 men make it difficult. But you know what, Billy? I mean, we huffed and puffed, but again, there was no killer instinct. There was no instinct to go out there and bury them. And then when we did get into the final third, the final ball wasn't good enough. The shots weren't good enough. But then, Dubravka did make a couple of really good saves, to be fair. One from Bruno. A beautiful shot with the outside of his foot, of course. Anthony Gordon hit the bar with an absolute thunderbolt. So there was opportunities, but not enough for me. We didn't go for the throat like we should have. And it was just... I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. I mean, the lack of a striker. I mean, Waldemar wasn't in the game yesterday at all, to be fair. Yes, Wissa came on late on in the game, but that, I mean, we're just getting minutes into Wissa. We didn't expect very much from him, but it was just poor. It was a poor second half.
It was dreadful. Yeah, it was just sloppy, giving the ball away, no movement. That's what you got with Waldemar up front. He's not going to be running the channels or anything like that. So, you expect your midfielders to get up alongside him, and we didn't do that. Ramsey and Willock did. Willock did to a certain extent. Ramsey certainly didn't. We didn't get support in from Waldemar, who was a passenger, was marked out the game by Steven and Ekdal. Really, he hardly had a
He struggled, hasn't he, in the last couple of games against some big defenders?
He needs a rest. He definitely needs a rest. There's no doubt about that for me.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree with that.
It's how long it takes Wissa to get up to starting, kind of, which is going to take him another week or two. There's no doubt about that. I can't see Wissa starting the Macon Derby. No chance. Well, but it's going to be a week or two after that if he can stay fit. Waldemar looks flat at the minute. He looks really flat. We're not serving him more anyway. Yeah, it's going to be a tough couple of games for us. But again, anything can happen. It's football, isn't it? But the second half yesterday didn't inspire much confidence to what's coming next week, I've got to say.
Well, look, we get to the 90-minute mark. All is rosy in the garden. It's looking like, another 3 points, and that's 10 points from 12 available, which is not a bad total, considering since we've come back from the international break. We've got going a little bit, moving up the league. But then we give a penalty away. Literally 93 minutes or whatever it was, we give a penalty away. Jacob Ramsey, for some stupid reason, sticks his arm out. A clear as day handball. No doubt about it that it was a penalty, Bill. And obviously, they then score. Ramsdale, a little bit unlucky, I think, because he's dived over the ball, which, he's trying to get to the corner. It was unlucky. He almost saved it. But it was a stupid thing to do from Ramsey.
It was ridiculous. We thought Ukachukru's handball was daft. This was 20 times dafter because he deliberately, literally punched the ball away. Ukachukru's fell into his arms, really, but there's that many cameras in the ground. They think, we're not going to get caught out here. Yeah. Of course you do. Every time you get caught out. Just a ridiculous penalty and put us under unnecessary pressure, it really did. And in the end, it almost come to bite us on the arse, but
it did. We'll come on to that in a second.
It summed up Ramsey's game for me. He had a really, really poor game.
Yeah. Peter Garthwaite says there's a report. Arne Slaughter stated he wants Jacob Murphy to get Isak scoring. Maybe we could get Salah coming the other way. I don't want Salah. No, I don't want Salah at all. And
35 as well.
And on massive wages. We're not going to pay the wages for a 35-year-old. Absolutely not. Don't want Salah at all. He didn't say he wanted Jacob Murphy, by the way. He just said he hasn't got Jacob Murphy next to him. David says, man of the match has to be Bruno. Watch the game back. Just watching Bruno and his passes are world class. Might not all come off, but his vision is superb. I thought his weight of passes was better yesterday. He wasn't overhitting passes, when he was trying to play players in. He was, they were good balls. Spike says, lack of pressing, no closing down. We gave them too much room and clinically poor. Now, obviously, Billy, they got the penalty. We knew there was going to be a bit more of the additional time because obviously he had to go to the screen. By the time the penalty was taken, it was a good 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So, as you said in commentary, they were going to get opportunities. I don't know why Fabian Schär is giving a foul away where he did. I've looked at that again and I'm thinking, what are you doing? There's no need to give a foul away where he did. It was a stupid thing to do, which gave Burnley obviously an opportunity to launch the ball into the penalty area, which they did. It was a little bit of it bounced around, then it came loose. It was crossed back in, and how they have not scored there, Billy, I do not know. I literally do not know how they did not score there.
2 men and marked on the edge of the 6-yard box, and neither of them got their head on it.
Yep.
How fortunate do you want to be? We were really, really fortunate. Got away with murder there. If anyone gets their head on that, 90% chances of a goal.
Yeah.
And it's just really poor. What else was poor was I thought Toon Army when he came on, he was poor as well. Not managing play properly and stuff like that. And then you had the whistle going in the air. All you've got to do is square it to the Langwin or score an open goal. Try to shoot.
I mean, I don't mind that about Wissa, Billy. I think it was just
I think you've got to be more clinical. I think in that state you've got to be more clinical.
I think he was caught in 2 minds. I think he was caught in 2 minds whether to shoot or cross. He crossed eventually, but it was obviously too high. But it was just a catalogue of errors at the end, which again could have cost us a vital 2 points. It was shambolic.
And had we have conceded 2 goals in injury time against 10 men. Side that are second bottom of the league.
Oh, there would have been hell on. There would have been.
How outcry would have been in full voice. And probably would have been entitled to be.
I guess so. But look, we did win the game. The final whistle blew literally straight away then, Billy. It kind of, the whistle blew and the game ended and we end up winning by 1-0. 2-1. But there was positives in the game. It wasn't like all the game was, negative. Yes, the second half was poor. But Anthony Gordon's performance really should give everybody a big lift seeing him play like that. Now, the problem is, Billy, is solving the right-hand side because Elanga did okay, but he still looks nowhere near like a £55 million player to me. Absolutely nowhere near. He's got a lot more work to do. Now, dare I say, what I'd like to see is Barnes and Gordon. Because if Gordon's going to play like that, I think Harvey Barnes, he's right-footed. He can play on the right. I don't have any problem there. If Gordon wants to stay on the left, and then they can alternate during the match. But I think you have to play your in-form wingers. And right now, it's Barnes and Gordon. They are the in-form wingers. Murphy hasn't been at it for a while now. Elanga certainly isn't at it. I would go with Barnes and Gordon as the wingers. I don't know what you think.
I agree with you. However, I think he might best Baltimore and play Gordon through the middle.
Against Sunderland?
Against Leverkusen.
Oh, Leverkusen.
It was our next game. Yeah, I do. I do think he'll do that.
Billy, sometimes your comments, they cut deep, man. They cut really deep.
But he's got to rest Baltimore at some point. I know he won't want to rest against... He'll definitely want to play in his homeland against Leverkusen in the Champions League.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
And he might get a bit of an adrenaline boost because of that, but I'm thinking for the Sunderland game, we want him fresh as a daisy and causing havoc amongst Ballard and Mukiele and whoever plays at the back for them. Journeyman who plays for Sunderland at the back. I agree with you. I'd like to see Barnes and I'd like to see Gordon together. However, I just don't think it'll happen Tuesday. It might happen next Sunday, though.
Well, it might do. We've obviously got a hurdle in Leverkusen. By the way, the Leverkusen game is a big, big game for us.
It is
because we have to win that game. That's crucial because PSG away is going to be extremely difficult, and PSV Eindhoven have just spanked Liverpool at Anfield 4-0. So there's no easy games left in the Champions League. It's not like we're playing the Belgian side again or nothing like that. This is tough, and the 3 points is a must if we want to try and get through into the auto qualifying positions and into the next round.
Will you have a bit of split loyalties on Wednesday, Paul?
No.
You're a bit of a Leverkusen lover, aren't you?
No, I don't love Leverkusen, Billy. I follow them. There's a big difference. I follow Leverkusen as a sort of foreign team, and I have done since Michael Ballack used to play for them, Billy. That's how long I've followed Leverkusen for, but I don't support them. I support Newcastle United, and I want us to thump them.
Good.
Simple as that.
Very good.
Anyway.
Very good.
Yes, very good. Yes. Anyway, before we do the player ratings, don't forget, guys, that lineup builder who we have partnered up with for our match day graphics, of course, fantastic guys, do have a quiz now on their website. There's various quizzes. There's bingo, there's guess the player, there's all sorts on there. You have the opportunity to test yourself against yourself or your friends or your family. They do renew daily the questions, so it's not like you're answering the same ones over and over again. You can play it every single day. The link for that is right at the top of the description for the show, just underneath us, of course. Go and give it a go. Test yourself, see what you can do, and let us know in the chat if you've had a go on it and you've done all right. Let us know how you've done, because we are going to do something like that on here where we're going to pit Billy against Alex and stuff like that, and because I believe he challenged you to a quiz, didn't he? So there will be that. So give it a go, guys. The lineup builder quiz. Have a look at it. It's pinned right at the top. The link for that at the top of the description. And of course, our website, thetoonreview.com. Scan the QR code that's now on the screen, which will take you straight to our website. With Christmas coming up, of course, chance to buy yourself or your loved ones or your friends something from the merch store and support the channel that way. We've had loads of orders coming in over the last 3 or 4 days, so thank you very much to everyone that's ordered, keeping our suppliers nice and busy. They are made to order, so if you want them for Christmas, get your orders in as soon as you possibly can, folks, and we will get them out to you for Christmas. So that is thetoonreview.com. Or you can quickly scan that QR code. It's on the screen for a few more seconds, and have a look, see if there's anything on there. Billy, you've got the you're sporting the hoodie, I believe, tonight. Oh no, you've got the old one on, haven't you?
No, it's an old one, yeah.
Yeah, you've got the old one on. Well, we do hoodies. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's travel mugs, there's beanie hats, there's caps, there's tea towels. There's all sorts of stuff on there. So have a look at it, guys. That is thetoonreview.com. Right, some super chats before we go into the player ratings. Eskimo Boy says, give Alanga a run in the team, but every time he plays, it's with a different team. Too much rotation. We need a solid team. And Warren says, Onion was sent off. Wonny, yes, Gord and Barnes switching. Yes, O'Nien was sent off for Sunderland, but he's not a first-team player. He's very much been on the bench this season, so I don't think it's a massive loss to the Mackhams, Billy, is it?
Well, he's a bit of a leader in the camp, but he'll still be there. He just won't be playing. He'll probably be sat on the bench with the rest of them. But yeah, he hasn't played much. I know he came on as a sub at Anfield, and he's come on as a sub yesterday. Got sent off.
Yeah. Well, he can stay away. Right. Player ratings. Let us know in the chat if you agree. Get your player ratings in. As Yvonne has gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Very, very kind. Newcastle playing horrendous. Well, it's not horrendous. It's not great. I wouldn't say we're playing fantastic. We are at times. There is times where we, even yesterday, Billy, there was a couple of times we put some really nice passing moves together, but it doesn't happen often enough.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely not. There's no cohesion, and I think rotating's part down to that, but we've got to rotate. We have to do it because we've seen what happens when we don't do it. We end up with 13 injuries and playing all and sundry in the side, and Mark Gillespie's on the bench. So, yeah, we have to rotate because we've got that many games. And that's one of the prizes of being successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, get your player ratings in the chat. Olusola says, Murphy, basic ability, but some confidence. Alanga, loads of ability with zero confidence. Think I'm with you, Paul, Gordon and Barnes on the wings. Well, I don't disagree. I've got the hoodie and the Grab the Granny t-shirt. Like to have a TTR car sticker. I think there's a different site does car stickers, but it's difficult to ramp the two sites together. But it's something we're looking at. Right, get your player ratings in the chat as we go along. Lots of Ramsdale ones already coming in. Billy, what you scoring, Aaron Ramsdale?
Well, as I've said before, if we're replacing Nick Pope, the answer isn't Aaron Ramsdale. He's a walking disaster waiting to happen from a corner or a set piece. As you say, Vampire doesn't like crosses, and teams are going to capitalise on that. And to a certain extent, teams already have. He got away with one against Spurs. He got away with a couple yesterday. I'm just going to give him a 5.
5. Yeah, 5 for me as well. He's got to install more confidence on his coming for crosses. And to be fair, Billy, I mean, it's something you picked up on very early days at Everton, I think, where there was a couple of crosses came in and he wasn't really 100%. And I don't think you've ever been completely sold since he's come into the team. But look,
I'm not a fan of this. I'm not, no. But
yeah,
that's because of history more than anything. Obviously, watching in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned the concentration, issue.
Yeah. It does scare me. It looks like he's a bit of a vampire. Similar, dare I say, to Onana at Manchester United, who was a bit of a vampire as well. He didn't do well with crosses.
Yeah.
Tino Livramento, Billy.
Not his greatest day at the office. I thought he was better going forward than he was defensively.
He was terrible first 10 minutes, wasn't he? He gave the ball away about 3 times.
All the way left, right, and centre, wasn't he? At first. And he wasn't great full stop. It's not his greatest day at the office, but we know Tino Livramento is a quality defender. And he also joins the attack. And I thought him and Elanga were quite dangerous in attack down that right-hand side. I'll give him a 5.5.
Ooh. 5.5 for Tino. I've gone 6.5, Billy. I did think he grew into the game and started looking like his old self again. It's not very often that he has starts like that, is it?
No, it's not.
But I think people need to realise that, although we're scoring him a bit on the lower side for yesterday, he's still a hell of a player, by the way.
No doubt about it.
Remember what he's been asked to do, folks. It's not like he's come back from injury and sort of been blended in. He's had to go from the start with Trippier and Kraft injured. He's had to play, and he's playing every single bloody minute.
And he got
did he? Yeah, some horrendous tackling from Burnley yesterday. But that's what they were there to do. They were there to try and rough us up. No doubt about it. Dan Burn, Billy.
I think he kind of got away with it yesterday, if I'm perfectly honest. I mean, they hardly attacked on that side, which was strange. They went down to their left.
A couple of times he was out of position, but he got back by the time they'd got to the sort of penalty area, hadn't he?
I don't think we really were kind of punished for him playing left back yesterday. So that aside, I'll give him a 6 because I don't think he did anything really that bad.
Okay. 5.5 for me. But again, similar reasons to you, Billy. I just think Dan Burn, he is definitely a player who needs a rest. 100% needs a rest.
Absolutely.
Wednesday is an opportunity to do that if he wants to play him against Sunderland. I don't mind him. I said this yesterday, Billy. I don't mind Dan Burn playing against Sunderland as long as it's centre back, because we need a couple of Geordies in that team just to, ramp it up a bit.
I think we'll need him. I think we'll need him against Sunderland.
Yeah, I do.
I don't want to see him against Leverkusen full stop.
I'd like to see Chow and Burn as centre backs for Sunderland, and maybe switch it up a little bit for Leverkusen. But
unless Botman's back, of course. If Botman's fit,
Botman's a strange one because Botman was dropped, wasn't he? He was dropped before the injury.
Yeah, very strange.
I mean, Botman and Chow seem like the partnership that we all want as fans moving forward. But I don't think Eddie sees it that way. We'll have to wait and see when he is fit. Fabian Schär.
Like you, I thought he was very flat as well and made some mistakes. It was one of them games where dare I say his attitude didn't seem right again. Pushing himself to free kicks and things like that. Okay. A couple of nice passes, but in the main, I didn't think he was that good. So 5.
5 for Fabian Schär. I've given him a 4. And I've took a lot of marks off him. That stupid tackle that he made in injury time when there was no point in making it at all. We had men back and he just gives Dubravka and Burnley the options just to fire it in the box. And my God, it nearly cost us the win. Because if that had gone in, honestly, it would have been awful. So a 4 for me. But he's been out the team a while, hasn't he? Again, is it just rustiness? Because he's been really good this season when he's been needed.
I don't want to see him play against Sunderland.
No, absolutely I don't think. I dare I say I don't trust him against Sunderland.
No, exactly that.
We'll see. Malik Chow.
Yeah, I thought he was his usual commanding self. Got some beautiful, skillful moves when he gets away from attacking players trying to press him.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
7.5 for Chow.
7.5 for Malik Chow. I've gone for a 7, Billy. Again, similar reasons. Though he was certainly the sort of shining light of the back four that started the game yesterday. Again, some of the passes he hit, diagonal passes, some of them didn't quite make the mark, but my God, I mean, he's just, he's just class. And we need him more than, we need him there and solid for the future. Certainly the next few games. Bruno.
Well, he's with us the game, really. Captain's performance.
Yeah.
In the game itself, taking away the goal, some of the passing was outstanding. And some of the defensive work was outstanding too. And he really wanted that 3 points yesterday. You know, Bruno hurts more than, as much as we do as the fans.
He does. He does. Yeah.
You know, it hurts him personally. I'm going to give Bruno a 9. Thought it was outstanding.
Yep, same as me. The last few games, well, do you know what it is? I mean, again, Liam Kennedy said last night that, Bruno's kind of, I don't think Bruno's getting the credit that he deserves this season.
100%.
Because I think Tonali's had some games where he's been absolutely brilliant. And I think that's kind of took the spotlight off Bruno a little bit, and nobody's seen that Bruno is putting together some fantastic performances. I mean, that shot on the right outside of his boot yesterday was just class. In the corner, he says he went for it. I believe him because of the other corners that we took yesterday. We'd obviously worked on that. And, he's just solid. He's becoming now solid every game again. And there is times where he loses a bit of concentration or loses the ball in a dangerous situation, but 9 out of 10 times the guy's just he is carrying us right now, as a few have said in the chat. He carries us forward. He got the opening goal against Tottenham, again in the opening goal yesterday. He's actually scoring goals as well, Billy.
Yeah, he's
that makes a big difference. Yeah,
he's doing everything, and he's creating goals, he's creating chances. And he also has got that little bit of defensive quality as well. Sometimes he'll get a block in. He's just an outstanding footballer and one of my favourite players of all time. I've got to say, I love him. Joe Willock. Yeah, maintained his good run of form. I thought he was, again, he was urgent. He had plenty of urgency and determination and energy. Was pushing us forward. It's hard to mark because a lot of it didn't come to anything, but it wasn't his fault. I'll give Joe Willock an 8. Yeah, I thought he had a good game.
An 8. Okay. I've gone a 7, but many reasons that you've said there, Billy. What I'm liking about Joe Willock is what I've been praying that he would start doing for a long time now, is getting the ball and driving forward. And we're seeing it. We're seeing him get the ball now and push us forward. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Joe Willock. Now, there's a lot of cynics out there saying that he's playing a little bit better now to put himself in the shop window. I don't know whether I subscribe to that. All I'm bothered about is that he performs while he's at Newcastle, and that is the main thing for me. And he's certainly performing at the minute. Really, he didn't really have any shots or anything in the box yesterday, which I want to see a bit more of from Willock, Billy. I think that's the final part of the jigsaw, if you like, to get in the box, because we know he can score goals. It's just getting that support from him in that penalty area again. Jacob Ramsey.
It's just a really, really poor game from him. He's wrong options, wrong choices. Despite having the best player on the pitch outside him, tearing their defence to shreds, he committed nothing really. He made the wrong choice on 3 or 4 occasions when he should have shot, and passing when he should have shot, and shooting when he should have passed in. And then you got that ridiculous thing at the end with the handball. I'll give him a 2. 2.
Yeah, I've given him a 2 as well. It probably would have been a 4 or a 5, but I'm sorry, I can't forgive the handball. It was just unbelievable. To put us in the situation, I've just seen that from Scobie. To put us in that situation where we know that, the team has been criticised for not being able to hold on to leads and throwing points away, to give Burnley hope like that was pretty pathetic thing to do. I just did not like his performance yesterday, and then that at the end I've knocked a couple of points off for, because it put us right to shit and almost cost us. Gavin Black says, my mouse doesn't seem to want to work. Just wake up, please. Wake up. I hate these things. Gavin Black says, sorry, guys, but disagree with Burns' rating. He was poor every time he touched the ball. It went to their players. We had to defend because he can't pass the ball. I know he gave it away a couple of times. I remember a couple of times second half, he certainly gave it away and put us in a speck of trouble. But yeah, we're not always going to agree, certainly with the player ratings. Right, Anthony Elanga, Billy.
Did some really good things and did some really poor things. It was between the devil and deep blue sea for me. He was he's improving, and this winning game is helping him. It certainly helped him having Tino behind him and not Trippier, because Tino will hit the channels for him to run into. Probably would have scored had he been fed in by Wissa. In fact, he definitely would have. And he had a couple of shots himself. So, again, it's an improvement on what we've seen before. But it needs to be a lot better. It's not £55 million worth. I'll give him a 7.
I've gone 6, Billy. But look, the thing is with the Elanga for me, Billy, he's improving, but it's a very low bar.
It is.
You know, it's slight improvement, but it's a low bar to improve from, and I'm still not seeing the explosive winger that we were promised when he signed, and what we maybe seen a few times for Forest.
You know what he is, don't you? He's Franz Carr, isn't
he? Yeah, he does. He does. Actually, to be fair, he does kind of remind me of Franz Carr, who was a speed demon, but. Franz Carr, he did brilliant things, but then he was terrible for a run of games. It's been
past 10. It's been past 10 plays, and forget that the pitch ended and carried on running into the crowd sometimes.
Yeah, Forrest Gump. He was a Forrest Gump, Franz Carr, wasn't he? So 6 from me. I just need to see more. Anthony Gordon.
To me, he was the best player on the pitch. Absolutely phenomenal performance. I'm going to give him a 10, actually.
Yeah.
He was that good. He had Kyle Walker on toast. Kyle Walker, who, 4 or 5 years ago was probably the best right back in the world, and he's past his best now. But yesterday, he had no idea how to deal with Anthony Gordon. Pace, skill, running at him constantly. No worries about who was against. Fantastic penalty. Yeah, back to his very best, and let's hope that continues.
Well, Kyle Walker basically just lost the plot, didn't he? He just eventually started fouling them all the time.
Yep.
And just bringing him down. He just couldn't live with him. I've gone for a 10 as well, Billy. And do you know what, right? I know there's a few 9s in the chat and stuff. There is a lot of 10s as well. But we've hammered Anthony Gordon, right? And I believe rightly so. I believe we haven't seen the best of Anthony Gordon. I think his form was terrible. And I think he's been really poor. But yesterday we saw exactly what he can do. And let's face it, Kyle Walker's he's still no slouch. He's still got a lot of pace. But Gordon just had him on toast. And the penalty again, the pressure of that penalty to put us 2-0 up just before half time, it was a brilliant penalty again, pretty much unsavable. But it's the direction he's heading now, Billy. When he gets the ball, and we all want to see Anthony Gordon as a winger take players on. And that's what I want to see. And then, of course, he could have had a second yesterday. Cut inside, hit a fantastic shot against the crossbar. He was all over the place yesterday in the best way possible. And I'm really pleased to give him a 10 because, maybe I should just go for an 8.5 or a 9. But because of what he's come through it, he's had I genuinely believe he's had a kick up the arse behind the scenes, though, Billy. I really do.
Maybe he's just fully fit now, and he wasn't at the time when he was playing before.
Maybe.
He had a hip issue, didn't feel well.
Maybe. But 10 for me. Voltemada.
Just a periphery to the game, really. I don't think he got hardly involved at all. I bet he's got the least touches of everyone on that pitch that played yesterday. So,
yeah.
Didn't really get himself involved. Looked a bit flat. Looked a bit tired. I'm going to give him 4.
That's exactly what I've given Billy. Nothing against Big Nick. I just think he looks very weary at the minute. He looks tired. And we have asked a hell of a lot from him since he signed. And, of course, he hasn't had much of a rest because he's been going on international duty, etc. So he's had a really, really tough time. And we've had to rely on him a lot more than I think we initially wanted to. So Adnan, listen, I know you don't like Anthony Gordon, mate, but I'm sorry, you can't just get annoyed because we've given him a good score.
We'll talk about yesterday's game, mate, not everything else.
It's nothing to do with the previous games. This is a match review for yesterday, and he was outstanding. You just don't like him, Adnan, but I'm not going to sort of have you having to go just because we're sort of scoring him high. He was excellent yesterday. But like we say, we've hammered him this season, and rightly so, because he's been poor. But yesterday, this is the match review for yesterday, he was excellent. Anyway.
Didn't watch the game, mate. He's going to watch the game.
Yeah, Tangy, come on, man.
I wasn't begging for Ramsdale. I'm an elector to get your facts right there as well, pal.
Yeah, I was. But if you were listening at the start of the show, I think it was because, and I refer to Liam Kennedy's point he made last night, was we had to see Ramsdale at some point. We had to see how he's going to perform and whether he would be the answer. But he isn't. So, yeah. Right, substitutions. Who came on first?
I can't remember.
Hang on. Let me just get me old foot mob up, and because I don't want to make the same mistakes that we normally do with substitutions, Billy, and players not actually being there at all.
He took Burn off, didn't he, and brought Hall on?
Yeah, I'm just. By the way, foot mob man of the match was Anthony Gordon as well. So, Adnan, exactly mental. They wanted Ramsdale. He made an amazing save. Now he's shit. The fans. What the fuck, Adnan? Pack it in, will you? You're just talking nonsense tonight, mate. I don't know what's the matter with you. But, go and get a drink or get your leg over or something. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Anyway, Lewis Hall and Lewis Miley, Billy. So both of those.
Yeah, I think both positive substitutions. I think they both did really well.
Yeah.
Lewis Hall's obviously going to be a massive improvement on Dan Burn down my left flank, and he was. Very, very good as usual. Give him a 7.5. Lewis Miley the same. He came on and he was mature, and he gave us a sense of calm for a while. Unfortunately, on the other side of the pitch was Ramsey, who did the opposite. So I'll give Miley a 7.
I've given them both 7, Billy. I thought Lewis Hall he comes on and he just gives us that. He just changes the narrative of the team. We look so much better with Lewis Hall in the team, and I think we all know that anyway. But just when he gets the ball, he's ploughing forward. He's helping out with the wingers. He's giving the wingers an option. He's giving the midfielders options, and his defending's fantastic. So brilliant. And Miley, as I say, just keeps getting better and better. Solid when he came on again yesterday, and he certainly doesn't back out of any challenges. There was one that nearly took his head off yesterday, but he still put his head in there to win the ball. And I just think he is really knocking on Howe's door now to replace Joe Linton on a regular basis. Yes. I genuinely feel that way. But again, the way the fans feel and sometimes the way Mr. Howe feels are never the same, are they? So, yeah. Then it was Joe Linton and Wissa, Billy. So those two.
Joe Linton really didn't get involved much, did he?
No.
As far as I can see. Hard to score him. Wissa, on the other hand, he did get involved. Looked like he was sharp. However, the one real chance he had, he made a arse of it, and he should have squared it to Langer.
Yeah.
I'll give both 6 because I don't think they really got involved that much. They no one quite late, weren't they?
Yeah, I've gone 5 for Joe Linton and 6 for Wissa, Billy. Joe Linton is like I say, he's walking a tightrope now. He's got to perform better for me. And yes, you could say, oh well, he came on 74 minutes. There was still at least 20 minutes in the game to go, and he didn't do anything for the 20 minutes he was on the pitch. I don't know, Billy. I'm just worried we're seeing a bit of a decline in Big Joe. That's what worries me. I mean, he's one of my favourite players, as everybody knows, but I'm not sure that we're not seeing a decline here, Billy.
I'm not sure. I think he's still got plenty in the tank. He just needs something good to happen to him and a bit of consistency, because at times he looks his usual self. Just most of the time he doesn't. That's the problem with him.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Now, Toon Army came on 90 minutes, Billy. I mean, we're not going to score him, but he wasn't great in that 6 minutes that he was on the pitch.
No.
Or 8 minutes, whatever it was. But he needs to start performing as well, because there is a few questions being asked of him that his form's just dropped a little bit over the last few weeks. But again, it could be just fatigue. He's had a nasty illness, of course.
Illness and a bit of a knock as well. I think he'll be starting against Leverkusen. I think he'll be starting against London.
100%. Eddie Howe.
Oh, everything he did was what we would have asked for, except for the Dan Burn left back selection. But he got away with that to a certain extent. I think some of his players let him down yesterday, so I can't really blame Eddie Howe for any of it. I think the likes of Ramsey and Cher and people like that really let him down yesterday. I'll give Eddie a 7 because I think everything he did was what we probably all would have done.
I've given him a 6. I've given him a 6.5. But again, same reasons as you, Billy. I just think sometimes, look back a couple of years ago to our last Champions League campaign where we picked up all those injuries. And there's people tonight in the chat, there was people yesterday saying, he needs to pick a regular side. Well, he can't when we're playing this many games. He simply can't. He doesn't have that option to keep playing the same players. And then when he does make changes, people criticize him for saying, he made too many changes. He's doing this, he's doing that. Look, he definitely makes mistakes, Eddie Howe. But I think yesterday, I wasn't that upset with the team lineup because I knew Lewis Hall the way he's been talking recently, he was going to rest Lewis Hall. And he felt like Burnley was a perfect option. Don't score many goals. Don't attack much. Dan Burn could get by, and he did yesterday at left back. So I knew that would happen. But that team he put out yesterday should have destroyed Burnley. Burnley are not a good side, and that's no disrespect to them, but even their own fans know that they're not a good side. And we should have, especially with 10 men in the second half, we should have absolutely buried them, and we didn't. Yes, Dubravka made some brilliant saves. Yes, we hit the bar and the post, etc. But look, fact of the matter is, we just scraped through yesterday.
Yes, we did. But the problem is for me, okay, Byrne got by at left back, but on that equation, surely so would Alex Murphy, and he'd have got some experience to do.
Look, that pissed me off, and that's why I've dropped him a point as well, Billy, because I thought when he took Dan Burn off, that was a perfect opportunity to leave Lewis Hall, leave him on the bench, get the full game rest, and put Alex Murphy on for the last 20 minutes or so. What harm would that have done?
None.
It wouldn't have done any harm at all. Because we know he's capable of playing 20 minutes. Bloody hell, we've seen him. He's a decent player, Alex Murphy. But I don't know what that says to the kid. That he's just that kind of game against a team who are going down this season. I have no doubt that Burnley will get relegated, and he puts. It's those kind of decisions that I'd love somebody to ask him about Alex Murphy and why he's not getting the opportunity or giving him the opportunity at some first team football. But anyway, be that as may, we still came away with a 2-1 win. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We go again on Wednesday night in the Champions League. Right, man of the match, Billy. What do you reckon?
I think because Anthony Gordon's a bit of a hate figure amongst the fans, I think Bruno will get it.
You are correct. Bruno did get it. 56% of the votes for Bruno. 33% in second place was Anthony Gordon. 2% for Joe Willock. And 8% for Malik Chow. I can't disagree with that because I think the two outstanding players yesterday were Bruno and, of course, Anthony Gordon. Larry Strawberry says, I don't know, Paul, what if sub Alex Murphy on and Burnley equalise and we lose 3 points? The fans would go bonkers on Eddie for putting on a young defender.
Maybe we should start it. Maybe we should start the game.
Yeah, I mean, there is that option, isn't
if
there?
If Dan Burn had fucked up and we had scored, they'd have gone even more mental because he's happened 4 or 5 times before. So, yeah, he's I think I'm not surprised you brought Lewis Hall because he was probably still scared of Burnley coming back into the game, and he was right to be.
Yeah, he was actually. Yeah, he was. But look, it's a win. It's a win, and we continue picking up points in the Premier League. I said yesterday this was the start of a huge week for Newcastle United. Leverkusen Wednesday, and of course, who were playing on Sunday? I can't remember, Billy.
I'm not aware of who they are either.
No, some.
They wear a humble kit, and they fucking hunt all heaven.
It's the big one, of course, ladies and gents, and me and Billy will be taking you through that game. We're very excited, but I'm excited for the Leverkusen game as well. You know, it's the Champions League, and we need to take care of business before even looking. Yes, Sunderland is on the horizon, or it's kind of horizon because you look over towards Sunderland, it's just a grey cloud, but it is there. Yeah, brown cloud. But then again, you know what? They've had a good start. It should be a cracking game. But we've got to get Leverkusen done and dusted first. Another 3 points in the Champions League, which is very, very vital to us, guys. We need those 3 points. There's no doubt in that. We need to try and get qualified and through into the knockout stage. That's the big thing. But listen, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. It's been a fantastic show. Thank you for taking part, everybody. Give it a like. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already before you leave the show. And of course, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, come and join this incredible community here on the Toon Review. It is free to subscribe. The only thing that we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows. And of course, sign up for the membership. We've got some cracking prizes coming up this week. I'm not going to tell you which day, though, because we might do a whole host of days where we're giving stuff away. So you have to be a member in it to win it. But thank you very much, guys. Thanks to the mods. You've been awesome. Billy, thank you again. And, of course, to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, folks, and we will see you very soon. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Oh, and by the way, don't forget to visit thetoonreview.com for all your channel merch. Cheers.
Come back and check out the breeze.